One of my plans in anticipation of the move and kind of what my next steps were, I had a lot of people saying to me, oh, you know, what are you going to be doing work-wise? And then the biggest sort of thing for me, why I really wanted to have this time off, is that in all honesty, I am burnt out, and I am aware of myself that if I leave it any longer, I will not be in a good place in the next couple months. Hello and welcome back to my channel, Hannah Fleming-Hill, talking faith, life and learning for the 21st century Christian. If you're new here, welcome to my little corner of YouTube. Teeny tiny it is, but I am working on growing this space and the content that I produce. If you haven't already, please do click the button below to subscribe to my channel and even press the bell so that you get notified of any new videos when I do them. Trying to work on being a bit more frequent, but we will see. In case you haven't seen my past video about us moving, we have officially moved now, so we are back in Dorset. So if you are in the kind of Poole, Wareham, Dorchestery area, please say hello. But we are living with family at the moment, so I'm still kind of working out where I do filming, so it's going to be kind of in a couple different places. I feel this may be a little bit too busy, but it's what we're working with at the moment. So as I say, we have moved, and that has been quite interesting. Thankfully, it wasn't kind of the worst experience ever, just we were both absolutely knackered and just emotionally and physically exhausted afterwards, and Josh didn't have very long before he had to start his new job, so that's been quite stressful. I think it's one of the top most stressful things that you can do in your life, so if that was it, you know, thank God that actually it was a relatively not easy, but it was a relatively okay experience for us. One of my plans in anticipation of the move and kind of what my next steps were, I had a lot of people saying to me, oh, you know, what are you going to be doing work-wise and things, and that I'm not going to go into today, but the kind of my biggest focus was thinking, actually, now that we have you know, our outgoings are decreasing because of how we're living now, so I wasn't in a pressure to find a kind of full-time proper job, and you know, my freelancing is happening. It's not massive, but it is happening. It's growing slowly, and that would be enough for the moment, but I didn't want to go feeling pressured that I needed to get another job, because I know my personality and I would just go and, you know, take a part-time job and then sign up for more and offer more, and oh, we're a few short, oh, it's fine, I'll pick up that shift and do you know, suddenly it would become bigger than what I wanted it to do. And I said to Josh, would he mind if I took a few months off after we'd moved to just take some time out and recover. Thankfully, he's a very wonderful husband, and I didn't need to agree to it, but he gave me his blessing that he would be happy for me to take some time out. And I really wanted it to focus on my freelancing, so actually work out what I was going to do with that as a business, and how that was going to navigate as being a kind of digital missioner, working with churches. Could this be a sustainable business, and how to do all of that and actually build a solid business rather than doing all the work and it not working out long term. Wanting to work on this channel, so actually having time to commit to filming and editing and just kind of like planning what I wanted to do. And then the learning side of everything, in that I start uni next week, so probably by the time this comes out it'll either be imminently or it'll be the week of. So I'm starting uni to do digital theology at Spurgeon's College, so excited. Share more in, I put a video here talking about it. So really excited for that, but I don't know how that's gonna, you know, how that will fit around everything, so I wanted to make sure I was giving that enough space to settle into that. Then the biggest sort of thing for me, why I really wanted to have this time off, is that in all honesty, I am burnt out, and I am aware of myself that if I leave it any longer, I will not be in a good place in the next couple months, you know, by the end of the year. I need time to recover. Over the last few years, there's been a lot of like kind of awareness of actually people identifying either themselves or others as being burnt out. And on mental health UK.org, their definition for kind of common signs of burnout are feeling tired or drained most of the time, feeling helpless, trapped or defeated, feeling detached or alone in the world, having a cynical, negative outlook, self-doubt, procrastinating and taking longer to do things, feeling overwhelmed. And there's you know, probably so many other symptoms, factors, different responses to both the physical body, the emotional body, the spiritual body, of how we respond to stress, burnout and kind of busyness without leaving buffer space for recovery. And in all honesty, I have quite a few of those things, and it comes and goes. Sometimes it feels better, sometimes it feels worse. I think that the move has in a way been both a good distraction but also a kind of huge pressure. But I know that I need to address this, and I need to kind of deal with stuff before it gets to a more serious state. I am highly emotional. You just need to show sad dog videos to me, or you know, certain songs, and I can burst into tears. I am quite an emotional person. So, and then combined kind of with my extrovertedness most of the time, you know, this is I like who I am. You know, I'm energetic, I'm passionate, I'm out there, and I love that. However, sometimes when it's, you know, I'm tired or get burnt out and stuff, that kind of high level of energy can be a huge crashing dip. At the end of 2017, early 2018, various things gone on, kind of post-wedding blues. Unfortunately, my freelancing business sort of went not great, which is why I want to really work hard on what I'm doing now. I had kind of a manic depression, in that sometimes I was fine and then sometimes I was really low. I was really not in a good place. Didn't then help getting the dog. It was quite stressful, but at the same time actually it shifted a huge amount of things for me, and he has been a complete blessing. Love him dearly. It has made me aware of things that I need to ensure are aligned within myself, in that nutrition, exercise, rest, and various different things. So that whole experience of that again helped me to understand myself and pick up when I was in a thin state of emotional well-being. Then over the last kind of 18 months to 2 years of the pandemic, I have worked all throughout, and I'm not complaining. I have really loved my job. I'm no longer there anymore because of the move. I loved working for TPT, and you know, the impact that we made, and the change for good, and the positive impact that we did during the pandemic and before anyway, and the kind of legacy of things that have happened since, you know, was incredible, and it was such a honour to be able to be a part of that. However, when there are people sitting at home and saying, I'm bored, I'm fed up just sitting on the sofa, or oh, this has been a waste of time, this pandemic, so I've been very frustrated and found that not very helpful. This was a physically challenging job, it was emotionally challenging, dealing with lots of people with struggles and challenges during lockdown, and just then the emotional trauma that we all experienced in the pandemic. And then thinking about the stress of the move, because we knew about that for a year beforehand, so there was so much that kind of I was emotionally dealing with during the pandemic, and it just made it not great for me. And I have just come to a point now where I need to kind of stop and take a rest, and I want to have my time of, not furlough, but just my time to take a space out and work on me. I'm also someone who has a lot of projects and I have a lot of things going on and I get involved in lots of things, and I need to focus on those things and actually work out what's important, what's not, where do I need to focus on, what do I need to work on, what can be put to the side. Apologies for the slight change in setup. My camera died, so I had to just put it on charge for a bit. Need to be a bit more prepared for filming. But there's sort of, I feel a constant pressure of, you know, finding my value in society, in a positive way, not a kind of I have to look as at me, as I talked about in my last video. And I don't think that's one thing that I'll just get in one instant and that's dandy, I've got that to sort out, you know, I've got that to work with for the rest of life. It is, you know, a constant evolving experience, I'm guessing. I mean, that's what I've felt over kind of the last 12 years of my adult life kind of thing. But I really want to get into a bit more of a kind of stride of who I need to be, and the only way I'm going to work out what God's plan for me is, or, you know, kind of get a bit more confidence in where I think he's taking me, is by spending more time actually with him in that space. So that's kind of my reasons why I need to take some time out and just recover from everything. I put a video, a little reel on Instagram and TikTok. So I wrote, when it's the first day of your 3-month break, to reset, refresh and renew, to fall back in love with life. Because I want to feel that life isn't this kind of day in, day out chore, but it is a joy and a blessing that God's given us, and you know, I want to bless others with what I do. So that's kind of why. So I've got 3 months. The 3 months that I am focusing on me, effectively. That is, you know, I'm gonna be a bit selfish. So I'm being kind to myself, but also I know I don't just want to waste the time and not do anything and just sit and watch Netflix all day. And so far I haven't really, watching sort of a few bits here and there, but not kind of feeling like I've wasted days away with it, which is good. What I'm going to do to attempt to kind of recover from burnout, and, you know, do it in a biblical way, so actually explore how the Bible can help you recover from burnout. I've also seen online the 75 hard challenge. Now, not entirely sure that that's what I want to do, but I know that's how I feel. But I saw a kind of lighter version called 75 soft, and it kind of takes elements of thinking about exercise, diet and personal development, and I like the kind of construct of it. So I am using that as a basis for kind of at least the first 2.5 months of it, just to kind of like actually reflect upon what I'm eating, you know, encouraging myself to exercise and get out. And well, it's not that I have to go for a run every day because that's not healthy, but, you know, going out and getting my steps, so longer walks with the dog, which is a great way to explore the town and actually just work out kind of what's going on here. Obviously eating healthier is being good to my body, and, you know, making sure that I'm not kind of just caving into my crate. And the personal development is kind of I think the thing that really interested me with it, because it's not just about a physical improvement or physical discipline, but actually mental discipline. So trying to read more and focus on the business and the kind of the projects that I am allowing myself to do over this time. In the exercising part as well, I want to go out more. So whereas lots of people were going out every day during their lockdown or furlough, that I couldn't, because I was doing Monday to Friday 9 to 5, and then come the weekend I was quite tired, because I spent, you know, the whole week lugging lots of food around and stuff. Plus as well, limited things were open, but some people were going out, taking lots of pictures, and that's lovely and wonderful that you were able to do that. So I want to spend a lot of time going out on my own little adventures. So we got National Trust memberships last year for Christmas. The last 8 months it's been tricky to use it. So I want to go out and actually use memberships, go out and explore lots of places and go on kind of like little adventures. And for me as well, we live in such a beautiful part of the country. There's so many just absolutely wonderful places to go for walks. We've got the coast right next to us, lots of rivers and things. So I just want to get out into nature, and I feel a closeness to God in nature. So for me, just the combination of being out, fresh air, and having that as my kind of a space to talk to God and pray and just be with him, you know, that's really important for me, kind of, again, multi-layered sort of reasons. So I'm going to go on lots of adventures. I said already about trying to use the Bible to help recover from burnout. And so to do that, obviously, I need to read lots more of the Bible and do study guides and, you know, listen to more podcasts, trying to get back into Rick Warren and lots of other Christian speakers and leaders, and just trying to kind of like be more present to God and in touch with having that buffer space to allow God into it. Probably not the right way of saying it, but I just need to be a lot more intentional about my prayer time, my, you know, not just reading one verse and that's it, but, you know, reading more, taking it in, learning and reflecting upon it, journaling. So for me, the biggest part in terms of doing things is this sort of time of going, right, what's the plan going forward? And well, it's not even that, it's just about going, what's the plan going forward, but I'm not going to stress about it. It's not my job to stress about it. God, I just want to, you know, give it all to you, and here I am to serve, and let that weight be taken off my heart and head and body and mind and soul and spirit to just submit to you. And hopefully sort of having this kind of whole you know, break from pressure from everyone else will just help me to get back to a place where I'm in love with life, and that I exude love to everyone, no matter anything, but, you know, that I just exude love to a point where people go, why? And, you know, say it's all down to Jesus. Has anyone else had this, you know, maybe not recently, but, you know, kind of experienced this time of burnout? And, you know, I would love to hear what people have done for themselves that have worked, because I think that, you know, there's probably ideas or experiences that people have done that it would be great to learn from. I feel like this is a bit of a kind of like sad video, and it feels sad to have written it when I was writing down my notes, but actually the fact that I can identify it and I realise what the problem is and I know what to do going forward for me, I'm actually quite excited, and I'm so grateful that I'm able to have this time off, and, you know, that my circumstances have allowed that. I'm grateful to my husband for letting me do this, and yeah, I'm just, you know, thank God that, you know, that this has all happened. So yeah, I pray everyone is doing well and having a great start to their September. I will carry on trying to do more videos, but if you haven't already, please do subscribe, and I will see you again soon. Bye.